Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Schneider. Welcome to the Song Club.
I knew it was a bad idea to meet you in my
All right. Here we are. It's the year of our Lord 2024, and it's nice to be here with you guys wherever you are. I always say that because I don't know where you are. I hardly know where I am most of the time, to tell you the truth. But I am in Austin, and we're here. It's the Song Club. Everybody's welcome. It's free to be here if you're on YouTube. I mean, it's not free because you're either paying for YouTube Premium, which I recommend, or you're watching an ad. Even though I've got ads turned off, I turned them off because I don't have enough people watching this to make any money. And I don't want to have you guys watch ads. But YouTube's like, oh, fuck you, dude. We're putting ads on everything because that's what we got to make that. I don't know. Somebody's got to buy a boat at YouTube. Somebody's got to buy a villa in Spain. And so, and Geico, they got to sell their shit. Or whatever ads you're getting. I just get insurance ads. I get so many insurance ads, but guess what? I don't get on YouTube anymore ads because I pay them, I don't know what it is, $10 a month, and now I don't see any ads. So I recommend doing it if you don't like ads. And if you got the dough and you don't like the ads, some people don't have the dough and they got to watch the ads. It's weird, though, because if you ain't got the dough, how are you going to afford whatever they're trying to sell you? Anyways, I don't know. I don't know why I want the world to be anything but what it is, because the way it is, I guess, is just the way God wants it to be. Oh, shit. Bringing God early into the Song Club. That's what I like to do. I do want to thank my Patreon supporters. If you're on Patreon, thank you so much. Appreciate your support there. Of course, you're getting a pretty good deal. You're getting unreleased Bob Schneider tracks hot off the griddle. You used to have to wait like a year and a half, 2 years, sometimes for never. Sometimes it would come out for never. But now you're getting them straight off the griddle right when I make them. Got 5 new songs this month. Normally you wouldn't. Who knows if I'd ever recorded any of these songs in the studio, but you're getting them all. You're getting them now. And so I hope you enjoy them. I enjoy making them for the most part. Sometimes it's a bit of a job, like anything. I'm sure those guys that are making like porno videos, like when they first got into it, they're like, oh, this will be fun. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. But I'm sure after like, I don't know, after a while you're like, really? I gotta anally invade this Viking lady again? You know, probably take some of the joy out of it. Not that the joy is being taken out of songwriting completely for me, but I do, when I'm trying to write a good song, when I'm trying to write like some hit song or something, or trying to write some song where I already want to give it like a job. Like, yo, you need to pay for my child's tutoring. Then already that song's like, but I'm not even born yet. And it comes out and it's all like half fucked out. It's all like, I'm like, oh shoot, I shouldn't have given this song a job before it was even completely finished. So yeah, so I try to write songs just to have fun doing it and not try to like write like that Creed jam or that Nickelback bomb. By the way, I don't know if you've ever seen Nickelback MTV Cribs, but man, the dude had a nice place. I guess they sold some records, Nickelback, and they're huge in Canada. He's got that Canadian hair, long and straight and yellow. I don't know if you've ever been to Canada, but everybody in Canada has long, straight, yellow hair. The way Canadian hair should be. And if you're living in Canada and your hair is any different than the way I just described it, you probably shouldn't be in Canada. You probably should just get out of Canada. Or make your hair long, straight, and yellow. It's easy to do. You just need a straightener and some yellow dye. I do it all the time. I've kind of let it go a little bit. It's kind of back to that black natch. But I'm not living in Canada either. If I was in Ontario, you'd be like, oh, is that Chris Helmsworth? If you were watching on YouTube. And you'd be like, well, let me adjust my eyeballs. Oh, no, it's Bob Schneider. Why does he have that long, golden, straight hair? And then they look in the background and just be a moose and a Canadian Mountie not wearing any pants or underwear, just the top part. And just lounging in the back, eating a carrot. Just, I'm like, what's that Mountie doing in the back of Bob Schneider's studio? Why is he not wearing any pants? And why is his pubic hair also long and straight and yellow? Because that's the way you got to wear it, boy, when you're in Ontario. We've really gotten onto a tangent early in the Song Club 85. What year is it? Oh, 24. We already talked about that. The month is April. And April's pretty good. All these songs were written in March. I don't know if that makes any difference. I don't think astrology has anything to do with songwriting, but it would be interesting to have. I bet you I could have AI go, hey, what astrological signs have the most were written or yeah, it'd be hard to find out when they were written. You could only find out when they were released. But yeah, that'd be tough. It's kind of like, you know when kids are born, but you don't know when they were conceived. I mean, you can kind of do the math. You go, it was 9 months. But my daughter came out at 7 months, so it's not exact. And I need to be exact. If I'm trying to find out if astrology has anything to do with hit songwriting, because, man, I could just, if, all the hit songs were written in March, then I could just take the rest of the year off and then just write all my songs in March, guaranteeing them #1 placement in the world. Well, should we listen to a song? Why not? Why not listen to a song and see what we got here in the old song bag? This is the newest one. I just wrote it 2 days ago. It's called Bridges. Now, I did get this cool guitar from this dude in Nashville. It's called a rubber bridge guitar. And it's got some kind of a rubber muting thing on the bridge, and so it just sounds real cool. This guy Sam Hawksley makes them. Anyways, I wrote this song and the song the week before with it, and it sounds pretty cool. Let's listen to it. Here's Bridges by Bob Schneider.
I used to drive around smoking cigarettes in my car. Did it just because no one wondered where I was? Then you came along, princess. Now rode right in and saved the day. I never let you down. Why things have turned around. Mean I used to take the bad guy and ride his ass right out of town. That was so long ago now. I'm not sure if I know how. Sometimes bridges burn down when they're all alone.
Sometimes bridges burn down when they're all alone. I changed the lyrics on that one to something else. So when you listen to the song, if you're part of my Patreon, you'll be able to download that song and then have it to listen to forever. And then when you listen to it, you'll be like, wait a minute, the lyrics have changed. Anyways, this is I went and got the guitar. This is the guitar. It's got this little thing here on the bridge. It's a piece of rubber, and it sounds like this. Kind of muted. Just kind of different sounding. And so if you're used to, I don't know, if you're used to like a regular guitar and then you play that, it makes your brain do weird things, and then you can kind of write new stuff because you haven't heard that before and makes you think different things. So yeah, I wrote 2 songs, that one, Bridges, and another one called Wild Eyed, which I guess I'll play for you now. We can hear them back to back. I like both of them. Here we go. This is Wild Eyed. Yeah, there you have it, Wild Eyed. And then I used a little, this thing called Spectrasonics is the company. They make a thing called Keyscape, which is a plugin that emulates a bunch of different types of keyboards. And that was like a Bell keyboard that's made by it looks like a little piano, but when you press the thing, it goes ding and hits a little bell. And so I guess it samples that, and then you're playing like a sampler of it. And so I added that to 2 tracks of the little rubber neck guitar and got that Wild Eyed song, which is cool. It's real mellow, chills. I'm just gonna keep plowing through these songs. Maybe this will be the shortest. Maybe this will be the shortest song club of all time. Maybe all the song clubs just need to be short. Maybe that's the key. Because I've noticed, now that I've turned off ads on YouTube, I spend all my time on YouTube, and it turns out that all the videos are like 12 minutes to 18 minutes long. Anything more than that, and people are like, I can't take it. It's too long. I can't take it. It's too long. That's what my doctor said. I mean, I was going to say that's what she said, but it's too creepy to say it. So I just say that's what my doctor said. My doctor is a woman. So it's kind of like the same thing. Also, she's not a doctor. Also, she's not a woman. All right. There you go. Let's listen to another new song. This is called I Can See the End of the World in Your Eyes. Now, what does that mean? I don't know, but it's kind of cool. And, you know, I don't know. You can just like, I like stuff where you can kind of fill in the blanks yourself a little bit. And so I really do like how sort of open-ended this song is. Anyways, let's check it out and see what we think. Maybe we'll have a little class discussion about it after we listen to it. Probably crank it a little bit. Already, it's like, is Bob Dylan in his house? Kind of.
I can fly your plane straight to the sun. I can lie about everything I've ever done. Drop the ball like all the great losers. Hate to break it to you, but beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, but I can see the end of the world in your eyes. Yeah, I can see the end of the world in your eyes. So call the police, I won't run. Dress up like a priest, have a little fun. Burn a big hole in the middle of the day. Hold me up above you till we both fade away. I'm tired of ruling over everything. It's so hard to be the fucking king. I just want
So hard to be the fucking king, boy. I don't know if you've been following the Song Club for a while, if you've been a Patreon member and you've gotten these songs from the Song Club, and I mean this is the 85th Song Club. There's 8 songs every Song Club. So what is that? 85 times 8. That's 600 songs or whatever. It's a lot of songs. Anyways, I mean, if you join today, you really have access to all of those songs. You could really join just for today and download all 600 songs and then quit and then just go, I got you, boy. Yo, B. Schnitty, I got you, son. I took all your songs for $5 or whatever. I got them all and then I quit. Go fuck yourself. And I'd be like, you got me. Damn, you got me, son. And I'd be sad. That would make me sad. But I wouldn't think about it too much because I don't really check and see how many people like are on there on Patreon, and if they got on for 1 week and then they stole or not stole, but downloaded everything in 1 week, and then we're like, yeah, I'm getting out of here now. But you can do it. It's like one of those shops. I don't even think they have them, but like a shop where it's just like, yeah, just go in and grab whatever you want and then just pay, there's no cashier. You just pay. There's no closed circuit television. It's just the honor system. Just go in there and take what you need and then pay for it. And then most people are like, yeah, that sounds cool. And then some people are like, I'm grabbing it all and fuck these people. Fuck them. Fuck them all. And I get it. But I don't know. I think it'd be hard to live with yourself if you did that. But hey, look, if you don't have any dough and you got to feed your family, and there's a shop that's basically just letting you take whatever they want and not really keeping track, then I guess you got to go for it. I mean, that's kind of the internet, really, in a weird way. I mean, they got all the movies and all that. I mean, you can download. I'm sure you could find all these Song Club songs somewhere on the internet. and wouldn't even have to, join for a day to download them all. And people justify it. They go, well, like, it's a victimless crime. I don't know. Here's the problem. Well, everybody knows what the problem is. The problem is you. That's the Sex Pistols said it. I didn't make that up. They said the problem is you. I do like that first Sex Pistols record. I don't know. Maybe it's the only Sex Pistols record. I feel like it was all because of Johnny Lydon. He was the reason that group was cool, because he was funny as fuck and he was weird. Anyways, then he was a Public Image Limited, and he was good in that band too. Just had a real crazy eye. Like, if you look into his eyes, you're just like, oh, that guy looks crazy. And he would just say the craziest shit. And, yeah, my favorite Sex Pistols song, I don't listen to it anymore, but I used to listen to it when it came out in the late 70s. I was in British school at the time when it came out, and it was like me, and I think there was one other American going to this British school, and then everybody else, this is 9th and 10th grade, everybody else in that school, they were all British, and their parents were military, British military, so they weren't the brightest bunch. And they didn't like Americans. They called us Yanks. They're like, "Hey, Yank. Hey, fuck off, Nank. Nank, fuck off, yeah, Yank." And I was a little kid. I was not I was like a little, kind of a timid, shy youngster. And I'd just get my feelings hurt. I'm not a fighter or anything like that. And so these British kids they were dicks. And then the only people that would actually kind of accept me were these punks, and these punks were complete outcasts. Also not smart. At the time, if you were a punk, it wasn't like you were a punk like now, where you're like, that's a fashion statement. Then you were a punk because you were just kind of a dumbass. You were an outsider. It wasn't cool at all. And these guys were lunkheads. I remember there's this one guy that I was hanging out with. I was sitting there with him one day, and he just took a safety pin and just pushed it right through his cheek at like lunch. I was like, what are you doing? So I'll just, just doing it, whatever fucking accent he had. I was like, what? And I was like, what are you going to do with your life, dude? Because he's like a fucking mohawk, and it's just like just a thug, really. I was like, what are you going to do with your life? And he's like, and this was like in 10th grade. So for him, school was over. 10th grade was the last year for him, because he wasn't taking any O-levels. In British school, you have CSE and O-levels. If you want to go on to 11th and 12th grade, you got to have O-levels. He didn't have any. He just had the CSE, which were the dumb kids' classes, which he wasn't doing well in. And he just said he was going to graduate and then go on the dole, get unemployment, and then just drink and sniff glue and go to bars and fuck people up, get into fights, listen to punk music. I was like, all right, more power to you, bud. Anyways, those were the kind of dudes I was hanging out with, because nobody would hang out with me except for those guys. I don't even know why they hung. I think the only reason they hung out with me is because everybody didn't like me, and they were like, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess. Anyways, and I don't know. I wasn't like a threat to them in any way, because again, I wasn't a fighter. But here's what I'm not doing: going out with those guys. They were like, "All right, come to the pub with us," because in Germany you can drink when you're 13. And I was like, "Fuck that! I'm not going to the pub with you, dudes. Like, I'm gonna get cut up. I'm gonna get stomped out." So I never went out drinking with those guys. I don't know when did I start drinking? Probably, I guess I started drinking in 10th grade. I would have been 15. That's about what time That's about when I started drinking. In Germany, 13, you can go to a bar and order a beer and drink it. You can go to a store, buy beer when you're 13. They didn't card. You couldn't get your driver's license till you're 18, so it wasn't like there was an ID that you had. They didn't care. They just sell it to you. They didn't really. I remember seeing kids that were like 10, 11 years old that were fucked up. They were drinking. But yeah, my best friend at the time was this guy Thomas Weiss, and I met him at a Tischtennisverein, which is German for table tennis club, which is the only sport that I played in high school, if you want to call it a sport. But yeah, I really got into table tennis. They had a sort of a, I don't know what it was called, like a activities place or whatever on base, on this Air Force base where I could go to, because my mom was a teacher for DOD's, Department of Defense. So I could go there, and they had like pool table, and they had like a table tennis, ping pong table. And the guy who was the USER champion, the champion for all of the U.S. forces in Europe, happened to live on our base and would practice there every day. And so I would go in there and play pool. I got really good at pool. I was a bit of a pool shark. And one day he was like, "Do you want to learn how to suck a grown man's dick?" No, he didn't say that. He said, he asked me if I wanted to, like, learn to play table tennis. I'm like, yeah. So he started teaching me, and I got really good at it. And then I joined this table tennis league. And when I joined, I met this guy who became my best friend, Thomas Weiss. And we started playing ping pong together. But literally after a few weeks of playing ping pong together, we'd just get together. Instead of going to the ping pong place, we'd go get a 6-pack of beer and hang out in the park and smoke cigarettes and drink beer and just have a great time. Just enjoy life. And then go play ping pong, table tennis, whatever you want to call it. Kind of fucked up. And then we both got kicked out of that because they were like, yeah, you can't come in here drunk. And we like to drink more than we like to play table tennis. But yeah, that's that. That's a long-ass story about my life. Should we listen to another song? Why not? This is a song called The Dream We're Dreaming. Let's check it out. By Bob Schneider.
I like to believe in love sometimes. It makes me feel okay. Helps to ease my mind. I love to pretend everything will be okay, even though sometimes it doesn't feel that way. I might not always love you forever, forever, but I know I'll always love you right now. I love this dream we're dreaming. I love this dream that we're all in.
Man, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're like, damn, this boy's yawning. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm real tired, son. I didn't get much sleep last night. Anyways, that's called The Dream We Are Dreaming. Kind of some cool noise stuff in the background. I think that's this plugin I use called Arcade by Output, in case you're wondering how I get some of these sounds that I put in these songs. I think that's where it's from. It could also be that I played that on a synthesizer and then ran it through this thing called Retro Color, which is a plugin that I really like. If you're looking for a cool plugin and you write music, Retro Color. Look it up. I don't know anything more than that. Oh, got a fax coming in. Got a fax. let's listen to another song. This is called I'm a Man Part 2. If you checked out, was it Blood and Bones? No, it was my last record, In a Room Full of Blood with a Sleeping Tiger. I have a song on there called I'm a Man. Anyways, I wrote a new song called I'm a Man, and so it's called Part 2. And maybe I'll make it a trilogy, and maybe in a few years I'll write another song called I'm a Man Part 3. Because, I mean, that's the American way. You do something that people enjoy, and you do it again because people are like, oh, I liked it the first time, maybe I'll like it the second time. And usually it's not as good the second time. And this song is not as good as the first one, for sure. But it's still pretty good because the first one was so good that this one cannot be as good and still be pretty good. Now, the third one, who knows how bad that one's going to be. But again, it hasn't been written yet, so it's hard to say. But let's listen to it. This one's called I'm a Man. I do feel like this would be a great song for Lee Greenwood to cover. I was playing it last night at the Saxon Pub, and I mentioned that I do feel like if Lee Greenwood covered this song, it would be a huge hit. What's his song? I'm an American. God damn, I'm a fucking American. You can suck my fucking dick, bitch. I'm a fucking American. Suck on this, you motherfucker. I haven't listened to this song in a while. I think there's a non-explicit version. That might be the version you've heard. There's a version that doesn't have so many suck my dicks in it. But it's something like that. It's like, I'm proud to be an American. God damn, you know Lee Greenwood. You know Lee Greenwood. By the way, here's the deal with Lee Greenwood. He's got a nice house. He's got a lot of hot ladies that are, all up on his ball bag. Probably. I don't know. I'm using my imagination. I don't know for sure. Maybe Lee's... I don't know. I don't really know what his situation is, but I'm just imagining that he's a big star. He's got this massive hit about being an American. I do feel like the people that enjoy that song probably carry guns, probably have an American flag. For sure, every one of those trucks that I see in Houston where they got the 4 flags in the back of the pickup truck, and one of them says Trump, and one of them's America, and one of them's Don't Tread on Me, or some sort of gun flag, and then the other one's probably a Confederate flag. But not necessarily. Might be a flag of Texas. But I do feel like every single one of those people, they've got Lee Greenwood's I'm an American somewhere in their Spotify playlist or their CD, 6 CD shuffle. I imagine it's in there somewhere or something like it. Anyways, I would love to hear Lee Greenwood do this song. And also, I'd like for that to be a big hit and then for me to make a ton of money. Because I do like money. I like it more and more. The higher the price of goods goes in this country, the more I like money. I used to not care about it that much, but now things are so expensive, I really have found myself much more attracted to it than I used to be back in the old days. All right, let's listen to this song, I'm a Man. See if we can get through some of it without thinking too much about Lee Greenwood.
I'm a man, full-grown man. I've got a car, I've got a plan, I've got a job, I understand. I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a man, and I can stand on my own 2 feet. I'll get the job done, it'll be complete in a day or 2 or 3 or 4. I'm a man, trust me, I've done this sort of thing before. I'm a man, I make buildings tall and straight. I'm a man, goddamn. I'm so great. I put my name on everything I do, so you won't mistake me for some other dude. Just want my mama to love me. Just want my daddy to care. Just want you to be my baby forever, I swear. But I'm a man, and I'm in no need of saying.
The other guy I think that would do a pretty good job on that song would be Barry White. Unfortunately, I think he's passed away. But, you know, with AI, I'm sure there's a good AI Barry White out there. Maybe I'll redo that song and you have the, hey, baby, I'm Barry White. I'm a man. I'm a man, baby. Dude, Barry White, dude. How good did Barry White smell? For sure. Like, I mean, I don't know, but you just know that he probably smelled so good. Like cocoa butter and like Brute or something. Just some kind of like, he would walk into the room, you'd just be like, he'd just be like, oh, I feel better now. Like, I just feel better. Who knows though? But I'm assuming that Barry White always smelled really good. And I just imagine, like, you know, people bathing him. Assuming ladies, but who knows? But just people just bathing him and then putting lotion on him and then dressing him. And then he just walks into a room. He's just like, just this sandalwood and lucid dreams, you know, like just a strange combination of surprise and hope. Anyways, I would love, again, be nice to hear him, but maybe that's the deal. Maybe it's just a record of all these great singers interpreting the I'm a Man Part 2 song, and then that's a giant hit. Worldwide hit, because it covers all the demographics. You got Lee Greenwood, Barry White, and I'm trying to think like a Venn diagram. Maybe like Cher covering it. I'm a man. But then she instead of saying man, she goes, whoa, man. I'm a whoa, man. With that Cher voice. Oh, I'm a whoa, man. I'm not good at doing Cher. I need to work on my Cher impression. How old is Cher? Let's look it up, because I'm curious. I mean, that's what I love about the world today. You really can just look up anything. Back in the old days, you'd have to like know somebody who knew her. You go like probably to the library or something. Cher's looking good, by the way. She looks real good. There's a picture of her. She looks sort of like a witch that you'd see on like In the Woods. She's 77, so not bad. She's about 5 years younger than my mom. She's definitely. Let's get a close. I wish I could get a better look at her. She looks sort of like a transvestite. Like a man playing her now, which is interesting because I think a lot of men do dress up as Cher, and now she looks like those men. Interesting. How cool. You know, Cher's just got to be the coolest person in the world. Also, probably insane. I mean, I imagine probably a little bit insane. I don't think you can be a big star like that forever, because she's been a star for 50 years. You know, for 50 years, she's been a one-name star, no last name, just one name, Cher, star for 50 years. I don't think you can be famous that long and not kind of go a little insane. You're definitely out of touch. She hasn't flown commercial. She hasn't flown. Can you imagine seeing Cher in Coach? Could you imagine like getting in your chair and And then the last minute, somebody shows up in there in the middle seat, and it's Cher in the middle seat. And you're going to London, and you're leaving from Houston. And you're like, holy shit. And you're like, are you Cher? And she's like, yes, I am. That's a pretty good Cher, actually. Better than I thought it was going to be. And we're like, why are you in Coach? And she's like, got to see what it's like, want to stay in touch with the people. I'm trying to stay in touch with the people, motherfucker. And you'd be like, all right, that's cool. Anyways, that's never going to happen, though. Because Cher's privat. She's in the, as they say in German, privat Flugzeug. Privat Flugzeug. Or first class. She's definitely in first class at the very least, but probably Privat Flugzeug. It's German for private plane. So those are all the new songs for this month. Pretty good batch. I don't know. I really can't tell anymore. I'm like the cat lady who's got 27 cats now. And they're like, which cats do you like the most? And you're like, I don't know. The ones that I don't know. I don't know anymore. So with songs, I just write them now, and I don't try to judge. I try to be as non-judgmental as possible. Now, some I'll play, and I'm like, oh, this is a fun song to play. I wrote a song called Call Me By My Name a few months ago, and I've been playing that one a lot because it's fun, because I get people to say my name, which is fun. And I've got a lot of songs that I've written over the years that are fun to play live, and so, I don't know how many of these songs I'll play live for very long. There's songs that people want to hear that I don't want to play because just you get tired of songs, just like you get tired of people, just like you get tired of the same bowl of soup, and then you like, oh, I want to try a different brand of, I want to try that new Reese's mix, boy. What you got? Oh, you crumbled up some fucking Oreos and put it in that Reese's in the shape of a diamond. Oh, it doesn't taste like as good as the original. It's hard to beat that original Reese's. But they're like, well, we'll just come up with 1,000 different things, and then people try them, and then they're like, yeah, I just like the original. Also, they're like pissed. Like, I'm so pissed at Reese's. Like, why are you making me try all these things? I mean, I won't try. I stay, try some. I will never try anything new that Reese's done. I did see, though, I was in a truck stop, and they had those Reese's that are like 5 pounds. They're giant. They look like a manhole cover. Oh, my God. Like, I just want to buy that and fucking take off all my clothes, lay in a fucking puddle of mud, and fucking just eat that bitch until I fall into a fucking straight up coma, like some kind of diabetic coma. And then don't wake me. For God's sakes, don't just fucking 3 bullets in the head and then just have a bunch of wild dogs come and just eat me. And then they'll all die because of the chocolate. Anyways, I'm not ready to end my life, so I didn't buy it. But I thought about it. Thought about it a lot. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm like, where's the nearest truck stop? Shit, fuck truck stop. I guarantee I could order that shit on Amazon right now. 5 pound Reese's. Just have that sent to my house. Just fucking call it what's what's that, Bass Pro Shop, have them send me a shotgun. I mean, all possibilities are possible thanks to the internet. Anyways, maybe I won't call it Bass Pro Shop. Let's listen to an old song. This is an old one. I recorded it on an album called Underneath the Onion Trees with Mitch Watkins. It's a song called Horses and Ponies. I don't know, at some point I don't know when, obviously I'm a man. I've looked at some porn throughout the years. And at some point I realized, or just thought about, who's making these porn videos? And obviously, there was no dad. You're gonna have a hard time finding a good dad anywhere in the porn industry. Plenty of bad dads, plenty of shitty stepdads for sure. And so I just thought, well, probably these women that are starring in these movies, were something happened at some point, I'm sure, to some of them. Maybe not all of them, but I bet you the majority of them, something terrible happened. Maybe they had a feely, grabby brother or stepdad or even a real dad. I mean, it's just monstrous. Anyways, I wrote this song about that idea of a girl who's been something bad happened to her as a kid, and now she's acting out because of it. Maybe, I don't know. Let's listen to a little bit. So this is the original version that I recorded when I wrote it. I love the version I did with Mitch Watkins. Is great. This one's definitely a little jankier, and this is from a long time ago. I probably wrote this song 20 years ago, maybe. I don't know. It's been a while, and I've gotten better at recording and performing stuff. So let's listen to it. It's an oldie. Yeah, that's not it. There it is. Also, I think I used to try to make everything sound like Tom Waits.
All them horses and ponies, butterfly wings, little red angels and the strawberry springs, and the bright young boys with the big diamond ring. Now we're never gonna change a thing, since I'm messed up inside, all dressed up, nowhere to hide, all rain down, nowhere to run. Come on, boys, let's have a little fun. There's back alley spiders and the crooked little grins, and the underwater snakes with their tobacco tins, the little mama boys with the banged up shins. They all took their turn again and again. She's all messed up inside.
Yeah. Dude, that's just me trying to sound exactly like Tom Waits. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, it's fun. I love Tom Waits. I've listened to so much of it. And yeah, sometimes when I would write a song, I would try to sound like Tom Waits. But of course, when you record the song for real, like in a studio, with a great producer like Mitch Watkins, last thing you want to do is sound like the thing that you're trying to emulate. You want it to sound like you want it to sound original and different than that. So, of course, if you're familiar with the Underneath the Onion Trees version, it's much different than that. And as I was listening to it, I realized, yeah, part of that song's based on porn, but really, I remember what it's truly based on, which is this movie called Last Exit to Brooklyn. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but it's based on just a crazy noir crime book of the same name, which I read, I guess, at some point. But the movie's just crazy. Just all this terrible, terrible stuff happens in the movie, and then at the end, there's, I think it's Bridget Fonda if I'm not mistaken, plays this girl, but maybe it's somebody else. Anyway, she's a young lady and she's in a bar, and then she's also like, I guess maybe a sort of like an escort, maybe. I don't know, but she ends up having sex with a bunch of guys, and then they just take her, put her on a mattress out in this like out behind the bar or something, and then just this long, terrible train that they run on her. All these gross dudes. It's just the movie's so fucking horrifying and horrible. Anyways, that's I remember seeing that, and then I think I wrote the Horses and Ponies after I saw that movie. It's pretty. The movies, I remember it being pretty good, but it's horrifying too. It's, I mean, it's tons of horror, other terrible things happen. It's just one horrible thing after another happened in that movie. So if you, I don't know, if you've got the stomach for that sort of thing, you can check it out. Here's another old one. This one's called Inside Outside. Now it sounds like I'm playing some sort of drum on this, but these drums are actually from a plugin that Native Instruments have a plugin called Contact, and they have this plugin called like African Percussion, and I think that's where these drum things come in. But I really like this song. This is a prime example of me. I'm not trying to write, I'm not trying to really write anything other than I'm just trying to do something interesting, and then I guess it's a song, but it's just like sort of musical poetry or something. Just anything interesting and different. I just all I'm interested in is doing something interesting and different. Like, I'm not really interested in writing some beautiful song that people are going to be like, oh, that's a beautiful song. I mean, I like beautiful songs as long as it's interesting. The main important thing is it interesting? Does it sound different from other things? Oh, okay, it sounds a little different. It's interesting. Cool. Now, then it can be beautiful. Then it can be funny. And I say that, and you're probably thinking, well, he writes a lot of songs that sound like the blues or sound like other songs. Sure, it's almost impossible to not sound like something that's been written at some point, but that's my intention, I guess, when I start. And then once you start, you end up with what you get, You end up with what you get. And sometimes it's a reggae song, and sometimes it's a blues song, and sometimes it's this. So let's check it out. Inside Outside. That's not it. This is it. Intro on this.
I took a trip to California, get some good gas. I drank the ocean up. I tried my best. The work was better than expected. Whoever thought it'd be that great? Whoever thought I'd put it up for auction? Made $1.8 million. I put the inside outside, lock the door, close the gate.
That kicks in nice.
Inside outside, smash the locks, slap an eight. Yeah. I put the inside outside in the rain when the lines roar. Put the inside outside, I won't ever do that no more. No more.
this whole musical thing kicks in here. Otherwise I'd have been out of here by now. Yeah, that's the Inside Outside. Don't know what that song is all about at all, but again, it's fun. It's open to interpretation, and that's about it. I got one more called In 4 Years, which is an older song where I go through an entire person's life, that person mainly being me. Like, I go all the way into the 80s, so, it's obviously some of it's speculation, but a lot of it's autobiographical up until then. And we'll get out of here on that one. I always like to go out on a song. And that one's from a few years ago. Anyways, it's been fun hanging out with you at the Song Club. I appreciate your patience and tolerance. Again, you can join my Patreon Song Club, patreon.com/Bob Schneider. You can join today. You can get all these songs from this podcast and all the songs from the other podcasts. And like and subscribe on YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube. If you're not, go to YouTube and like and subscribe there. People say that, and then you never do it. I never do it, but it's kind of cool because if you do that, whenever this gets released, which is the first Tuesday of every month, a little thing will pop up, and you'll be like, "Oh, Bob Schneider's got a video. He's got a new podcast out." And then you can watch it for a few minutes or the whole hour or for a few minutes. It's up to you. But until next month, have a wonderful April 2024. We'll see you soon. And I hope you're good yourself. And I hope you're good to the people that you come in contact with, because they're just like you. They like it when people are nice to them. So we can all be nice to each other, and that'll be nice for the world. Yeah, boy. All right. See, if I'd have said that Lee Greenwood style, been cooler. All right, here we go. In 4 Years by your boy, me, Busy Schnizzy. Let's crank it.
In 4 years, when I am 8, I'll be big. That'll be so great. I drink Coca-Cola. I stay up late in 4 years. When I am 8. In 4 years, when I'm 21, I'll go out. I will have my fun. I won't worry about anyone. In 4 years, when I'm 21.